Hello, Lymphoma Vlog 5 2023. So yesterday I was telling you about the fact I'd got to the second round of chemotherapy and what happened after that. I also mentioned the drugs. There are various different things. For instance, I'm on isiclavir on a regular basis. That's because I have, since my 30s, I think, suffered from periodic bouts of shingles. So it's just a way of ensuring that that doesn't come back. And then I'm on acid suppressants because my poor old tum gets very sensitized to drugs. Some of you might need to be on laxatives if you're the sort of person who bungs up. That only usually happens if you're on painkillers, which I'm not. There's all kinds of things, cotrimazole, fluconazole. I've told you about the steroids. There are injections. My injections this time round, normally there are 5 of them. This week I have 7 of them because they're boosting me up, ready for something that's about to happen next. So that's just to show you really that you can be, not only are you going into the hospital if you're like me doing daycare stuff, but you've also got to manage your medication or have someone who can do it for you. And these drugs are about all kinds of things: antibacterial infections, antiviral infections. They are to keep you safe and then to help boost your platelets, your white blood cell count, your red blood cell count, basically to help your bone marrow keep producing immunity whilst you're in a compromised position. So I told you about the bizarre and horrible effects after chemo round 2. So chemo round 3, I went down, and what we decided after this one was that rather than take me straight off my 20 steroids a day for 4 days, that after that we'd have a little climb down. So I had 2 days with just 4 little tablets after the 20 and 2 days with the 2. So far, and I had the last of those 2 today, I've got some aches and pains because I do, as I said, have some osteoarthritis, but I've had no particular adverse reaction. So I'm kind of hopeful that when I don't take any tomorrow, that this will be as, if you like, bad as it gets, and we can move on from there and wave goodbye to that bit. So the only other thing to tell you is in the interim between chemo 2 and 3, there's been a couple of things that have been part of meetings with Foxy Loxy and stuff. And one of the things I had to have was an interim PET scan. And the PET, as I mentioned to you, is the one where you effectively get pumped full. It literally comes in a metal tube. It's like nuclear fuel. And they put it into your veins, and then they do this amazing scan for about 20 minutes, and your little lymphs light up like Christmas tree lights all around your body and stuff. So my interim PET scan showed that all the extranodal cancer, this is the weird thing to understand because it's not like a secondary, but it just happens to live somewhere else. All the extranodal stuff, which is the bits in my bones, my right hip, my right thigh bone, has gone. This is excellent news for me because post this weird rheumatoid arthritis thing, it also means that I am now, for the first time for quite a long time, able to walk without a walking stick, and have been trying to build myself up every day by adding a little walk. And they really are small walks because I haven't been able to do much since June. But I need to build up again over a period of time, and this will take time, and I'm determined to do that. So that's the good news. As part of that, it showed that the lymph tumour that I have, which is the one in the top of my stomach cavity, is still glowing orange, although not bright red. Now, when we biopsied that originally, it was deemed to be low grade. And at the time, we were looking for high grade cancer because it seemed like that was what my body was saying. And we wanted it for wanted to know that for 2 reasons. One, it affects the chemo mix, and 2, they were hoping to put me into a trial. But the bone biopsies were also inconclusive. So We are now in a position where we need to do that biopsy again because we need to prove irrefutably that it is low grade. Now, if it isn't low grade, it changes the course of treatment. So I'm on a current trajectory, but they would change me onto something called CAR-T, which is an amazing, very expensive program to try and help people like me carry on. But if it is low grade, it means we sort of stick to our current plan and move on through the current program of chemotherapy and something else which I'll then be telling you about tomorrow, which is stem cell transplant. So that's vlog 5 of 2023. Hope you're all well. Thanks for listening.